Hello everybody, so today we're finally going to be reading the new story, Into the Woods, Yanderemasky x male listener. Now, I would like to let you guys know right now that it has not been updated since last year of November 11th. So, I went to go check out if the author was, alive on this account, and they are. But they they kind of ran out of inspiration for Masky X Reader, and they were gonna write another story, that they're more inspired about, which I completely understand. It happens. So yeah, so just want to keep that in mind that it's not gonna be finished, either never or at some point in the future it might be. So don't get your hopes up too much, people. But anyways, a young college student gets himself a stalker. How will he deal with it? And what's with the shy kid at school? Warning. Contains cursing, violence, sex scenes, and mentions of RAPE. Read at your own risk. Alright, well, don't worry, y'all. I shall keep y'all with all those warnings if they are such needed in this story. Oh, by the way, the author is I _am_a_wolfie. I will be putting the link to the story and the author in the description down below. Prologue. No, I don't want this. Shut up. A college student gets himself a stalker. How will he deal with it? He's gone mad. He's after you. And it's what the shy kid at school. Please, it hurts. Just kill me. I'm not gonna hurt you, love. I don't want this. I need you. Coming soon, brought to you by Kai. Warning. We already read that. Warnings. Alright. Now we are officially into these warnings. So the warnings for these chapters, there will be mentions. There will be mentions of stalking, murder, people missing, I would say potential psychopath or sociopath, there you go, tension, getting into these chapters as well. That's the best way I can describe it. A lot of inappropriate stuff in this story. Curse words, story time, etc. So, if you guys ain't comfortable with that, I would not suggest the story. If I have any other warnings to give you guys, they will be on the screen right now. You guys have been warned in chapter 1. Okay, I'm just reading the little note just in case. Whew. No way! The voice of Felix shouts across your lunch table as you all stare at the chicken nugget you just managed to flick into the milk carton on the other end of the long table. To say you were surprised was an understatement. There were at least 6 feet between you and that milk carton. I got it on camera, dude! You're gonna be famous. Lucia says, yeah, that was totally on purpose, you say, chuckling, and slapping Lucia's phone out of his hand. He scrambles to get it as it skids across the floor. Marcus picks up the phone, looking at it. Lucius runs over, trying to snatch the phone back, but Marcus holds it above his head, teasing the smaller boy. John slaps the back of Marcus's head, telling him to give the phone back, which he does. Felix, your best friend since 2nd grade. He's tall, 6'4" to be exact, 19, blonde, straight hair, that's cut into a sort of floof that splays out over his head. He's pale, has the bluest fucking eyes, and he's the captain of the football team. He's built like a fucking model. Lucius. He's only 5'7", kinda chubby, 18. His hair is a deep, almost black brown, olive skin, and his eyes are a pale green. He dyed his hair blonde last month, and looked like a Justin Bieber riff-off until he eventually dyed it black. Marcus, 6'6", shaved head, 19, black skin. He's the most childish. He plays on Felix's football team. John, he's the nerd. Glasses, brown eyes, black hair that's cut short and combed fancy, tan skin, and 500,000 freckles. Oh, and he got into college at 17. Then there's you. You're 6'1". Colored hair, colored eyes, colored skin, and you're 19. You'd say you're in pretty good shape, but that depends on who you ask. You're the leader of this group. You have what every kid wants: popularity, stable income, a good job, friends, and girls constantly fawning over you. You're known as somewhat of a player, but you're also known for being a gentleman. Okay. Despite your popularity, you never picked on anyone. You just mind your own business. However, you aren't afraid to fight anyone who gets in your way. In fact, you're quite the troublemaker. You fought a few of the gym teachers because they wouldn't let you wear war paint in the gym. Of course, it wasn't a fist fight or anything. Instead, you made a deal that if you won at an arm wrestling, then war paint would be allowed. Now you and several others carry around a small can of army face paint that you labeled war paint. There are other things, however, that aren't as civil. You spray painted the entire backside of the school for a graduation in your high school year. You also started multiple food fights. You once knocked one of Felix's team members out, Santiago, because he called Felix a pussy for breaking his arm. Guess who was the pussy after that? The bell rings, halting Felix and Marcus wrestling, and the last few people in the cafeteria filed out. You and the boys included. You walk down the hallway to your locker, opening it up to have only a pile of notes and gifts from girls of your school fall out to your feet. How many did you get this time? Oh, Romeo. Hey, Romeo? Felix asks, leaning against the locker next to you. Too many, man. Too many. You were picking up the various gifts up and shoving them into the bag you keep in your locker specifically for the gifts you get. You weren't the only one. Felix, being the charmer he is, constantly gets girls flocking him with gift baskets. It was no wonder why. If you were gay, you'd totally bang him. He's sexy as fuck. When will you get a girlfriend, huh? You have almost every girl over you every day. Just ask one out, Felix exclaims. That's exactly why I'm single. If I asked one of them, then all the other girls would be pissed. You two begin to walk to your class. Just tell them to piss off, and you should be able to fuck whoever... You should be able to fuck whoever you want without a bunch of know-it-alls getting into your shit for it. Easy for you to say. You seem like getting hit by girls. To like getting hit by girls. Kinky. Shut the fuck up, you dick bag. That's also kinky, I swear to God. When you fuck, Felix, yeah, shut the hell up. Make me. You and Felix jump as you look over to your right to see a boy being picked on by some of the football team and their girlfriends. See, this reminds me of another story I'm reading. You sigh and walk over, grabbing a hold of the arm of the boy who was about to punch the poor kid. He turns around, a gross sneer on his face. Who the fuck? What's the problem here? Felix asks. The jock rips his arm out of your grasp. This little twerp bumped into me, and that's a caution to beat him up. You say with a calm voice, "Oh fuck you." He throws a swing directed at the side of your head. You block, to which he throws another sloppy swing, only for him to be the one getting punched in the face. He falls backward, but you catch his shirt collar, stopping him and pulling him to your face. Next time, I'll be sending you to the hospital. Got it? He quickly nods as his lackeys grab him and start dragging him to the infirmary. Hey, before you go, I want you to know that you'll be taken off the team for the rest of the year. Felix yells after him, to which he responds by yelling an infuriated, "What?" You turn back to the boy on the ground, reaching your hand out to him. He hesitantly takes it as you help him up. You pull a tissue from your pocket, wiping the blood from his nose with it. You okay, kid? He smiles. You ask softly. Yeah, I'm fine. he says quietly, stuttering and blushing as you check to make sure his nose isn't broken. You let go of his face, wadding the bloody tissue up and shoving it in your back pocket as you smile at him. That's good. What's your name? The boy's eyes widen as he begins to panic. I have to go. He runs off, not even glancing back once. Odd. You don't remember seeing him. Yet again, your school is rather big. You seem to see new faces every day, even if it was close to the end of the year. Weirdo. Felix says, fucking rude-ass bitch. Maybe your looks scared him away. Felix snickers. I was talking about you. You give Felix a deadpan look. Felix made what only one could describe as a shocked Pikachu face. Come on, class is about to start. You usher the stunning blonde down the hallway towards your next and last class of the day. Ahem. This is from the author. School is boring. Who do you think the mystery kid is? 1,212 words. Stay safe and creepy. Kai out. I love this. Ahem. Chapter 2. School never seemed to end quickly enough, but by the time the bell rang to notify the end of the day, you were already hightailing it home, stumbling to the steps of the house your grandparents left you when they passed. You notice a small brown box. Picking it up, you bring it inside and toss it into onto your table before running up the stairs into your room to get dressed. You quickly strip, pulling out a suit and blazer, putting it on, making sure to tame your hair to some small extent before rushing out of the door again. You walk for about 2 hours to a bar just outside of town. This bar has been open for as long as you can remember, and the old man who runs it calls it his pride and joy. Walking up to the doors, you attempted to go in, but only to be stopped by a big, burly man in a fancy black suit. Kid, I need your ID. He holds out his hand, to which you place your license. It takes the man less than a minute to scan over the card, then toss it back to you. You have to be 21 or older, kid. Get lost. I'm VIP. Check the list. You smirk. Yeah, right. You ain't fooling me. I'm not trying to. With all respect, if you won't even check the list, then you aren't doing a very good job. You shrug, still watching the new doorman. What'd he take you for? Another eager teen trying to sneak in? Yeah, right, kid. The second I look away, you're just gonna run in. Turns out, that's exactly what he took you for. Sir, I'm an honest man, and I give you my word that I will not run in there like some uncultured child who cannot take no for an answer. Check your list. I should be on the VIP as Y and Ellen. With a grunt, the man looks down at his clipboard, glancing back up at you now, and then he scans the pages, nearly choking on his spit as he stares at the paper with wide eyes. He frankly opens the door for you, scrambling to apologize. I'm sorry, sir. I hadn't known. Please, sir. You laugh at this. It's all right. I understand you were only doing your job. No need to apologize. You walk in, going back to the back of the bar where the old man sits. A table full of men eager to gamble away the night. As you sit down and crack your knuckles, the 5 men at the 7-seat table share glances and scoff. This brat your gambling man? Thought the devil was supposed to be your gambler. The men all laugh, but the old man just scoffs, nods his head, and shuffles the deck. You sit straight and confident as you pick up your hand. Looking it over, you give the man a smirk, one that says that you got this game in the bag. Looking the men over, you see them picking up their hands and some give a nervous look. First round, 3 of the men trade out cards. 2 of the men toss in their whole wallet, seemingly overly confident. As it goes around again, the other 3 toss in a couple hundreds, and then by the 3rd time around, 1 of them folds. Then there were 5. Another chickens out and folds. You couldn't lose. The price of loss was this bar. So you continued going, still giving off a confident pose. The old man, however, looked nervous as hell. By the time someone had called, they already bet all their valuables. The first man had a straight ouch. The second man had a full house. The third guy had a straight flush. That's why he was so overly confident. You raise an eyebrow at the man. The guy chuckles. Well, boys, looks like we won. Better hand over the title to this bar. Not so fast. I haven't shown you my cards yet. You smirk. Kid, you don't even got a chance. You couldn't have gotten something better. How about you see for yourself? You place your cards. Royal flush. I win. You gather your wins and stick them in a bag as the men leave in shame. This goes on for another good 7 hours or so before closing time. Multiple times you've won through bluff, but on an off chance that you weren't bluffing and the men were too confident, you still won. The bar was getting ready to close and you were about ready to leave. You'd already stood up and grabbed your blazer off the back of your chair when a man looking to be in his early 20s approached the table. Hey, mind if I play around? Sorry, boy, we ain't doing any more tonight. The raspy voice of the old man pipes up. As you look over this plaid-clad man, however, something about him intrigued you. Come on, just one round. I said, all right, I'll play around with you, but in exchange, I want your name. You tossed your blazer over the back of your chair once again as you sat back down. The man sits across from you. Tim. He offers his hand out for you to shake. Lion. Pleasure to meet you, Tim. You shake his hand. You sure you can do this, kid? Last time you bet this late, you nearly lost the whole bar. The man says with worry. And what have I told you about talking like that? Sorry, didn't know you were a sore loser. It's not my bar. It's our bar. And I won't lose. You say, smirking at the brown-haired man across from you. The old man shuffles the deck, passing you both 5 cards, and the game begins. As always, this bar is the price of my loss. Tim chuckles. All right. He tosses up $400 bills. Then this is what I bet. You smirk. He trades out 2 cards. You trade 3. He calls. You win. He calls round 2. The old man leaves, stating he has to go home. Tim bets another $400 and lays down 1. You lay down 2. He calls. You win with a straight flush. You sure you aren't cheating? Tim says with a smirk, I'm an honest man, Tim. I don't cheat. All right, well, I don't got anything left to bet. He goes to stand. How about some good old-fashioned strip poker? You ask. This catches Tim's attention and he sits back down. Yeah, sure. Why not? You shuffle. Hand out the cards and the game begins. You bet on 1 item of clothing. Tim raises. You lose and take off your vest and dress shirt. The second round, you bet 1. Tim doesn't bet. You win. He loses his flannel, exposing his toned chest. Before you two can go another round, the bartender, Jeremiah, tells you that it's already past midnight and you two should leave. Agreeing, you grab your stuff and ask Jeremiah if he could take care of that day's wins, which he does. As you buttoned your suit back up, a thought crosses your mind. So, Tim, would you like me to walk you home? Shouldn't I be asking you that? What are you, like 17? 19, actually. And my house is on the other side of town, so it wouldn't hurt to walk you home. Plus, the company would be nice. So what do you say? You smirk as you toss your blazer over your shoulder. Sure, why not? You and Tim walk out of the bar and down the street in silence. It only takes about 30 minutes before you reach a footpath at the edge of the woods. All right, well, I guess this is where we part. Tim says, yeah, I'll be seeing you around, right? Definitely. Then, see you, Tim. Yeah, it was nice getting to know you. See you around, kid. And with that, Tim walked into the woods. You headed home and made yourself some tea. But before you could sit down, however, you caught sight of the box you tossed into your kitchen table earlier. I totally forgot about you. Guess I should open you up. Funny, I don't remember buying anything as of recently. You take a knife, cutting the tape and opening the box. Inside was a deck of cards and a paper. Unfolding the paper, you find that it's a note. I've seen you gambling at the bar. I'd figure I'd give you a little gift. I thought that maybe you'd like some cards. I can't wait to meet you face to face tonight. See you soon. Huh. So what, I have a stalker now? Jeez, that's creepy. It's probably just Felix messing with me. I'll ask him about it tomorrow. You take a sip of your tea only to scrunch your face up. Damn it, how's my tea cold already? This is what the author says in the bottom. Cold tea sucks. What's your opinion on tea? 1,512 words. Stay safe and creepy. Kai out. I don't drink tea, so I don't have no opinion on it. But, well, whenever I get sick, I have to drink tea. And I have to drink it piping hot. So, probably tastes worse when it's cold. I guess that's my opinion on it. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, all the songs that are above the chapters, like you see currently, I will link them in the description down below as well for you guys to listen to at the same time while you hear me read this. So, I can't play it personally because of copyright problems, so I ain't risking it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyways, now we is officially in Chapter 3. You just died. You were shot while gambling and bled out on the floor of the bar. You stand up before 2 giant golden gates, perhaps the gates to heaven. A loud, booming voice echoes around you, coming from every direction. Do you like pineapple on pizza? Why? You stutter, confused at the question. Your answer determines on whether or not you can enter paradise. But what about the 10 Commandments? That's old. It's 2020. So what's your answer? Come on, you're holding up the line. I have Satanists to torture. What? Suddenly, you're staring at a shadowy figure who seems to be glowing, and with the utmost confusion, you ask, Jesus? Only for the figure to move out of the light, revealing Felix standing by your bedroom window. Nope, but close enough. Come on, we're gonna be late for school. You groan, realizing it was just a dream. But as you get dressed in your typical outfit of jeans and an unusually trippy alien tee, you pause. You stare at your feet, confused. What was the correct answer? We both know what was the correct answer. But I'm not going to say it. But we both know. Felix opened your door, wolf whistling as he saw your half-naked self standing there. You look up, giving Felix a deadpan look as he laughs. Quickly you finish getting dressed and walk out of your bedroom, pulling Felix with you. You grab your bag, head for the door before stopping upon seeing the cards you had received the previous day. Picking them up, you shove them in your pocket, continuing on your way out of the door, spinning to catch up with a sprinting Felix. Yo, dude, stop! Felix stops, turning to you. Yeah, he asks. What's with the weird package you left at my door yesterday? What are you talking about? The box with the cards and a creepy note? Seriously, did you think I wouldn't know it was you? You raise your eyebrow with a chuckle. You're literally the only one who knows where I work. I didn't get you cards. If it were me, I'd have stuck a dildo to your door. The blonde chuckles at his joke. You, however, didn't. Your smile falls as you start to worry. Had someone figured out about your secret second life? If so, it could be bad news. Who could it have been? Are they going to tell the entire school? You can afford to get kicked out from that school. Well, you could, but it was your grandparents' last wish for you to graduate that school. YN? You couldn't disrespect them like that. YN. Earth to alien. You snap out of it. What? I thought I lost you there. Want to skip today? You don't look too good. Plus, it's not mandatory we go today since it's Friday. Yeah. Sounds good. So then, we gonna get high in the woods, go to your bar, fuck at your place, or blow up a tree? Felix asked, listing off his crack-headed ideas. Has Grams made any more of those cookies? You inquire, hoping Felix's grandma had made more cookies. Yeah, she did. Then let's go. So that's a no to fucking? Only if you can't catch me. You take off running towards Felix's grandma's, leaving Felix in the dust as he desperately tries to catch you. Unbeknownst to the both of you, a pair of deep, chocolatey brown eyes filled with jealousy watch you from afar. Time skip. 9 hours later. A grunt of pleasure. Oh my god! Oh. To the watcher watching this, you gotta understand why I stopped. Oh, thank goodness I can actually read it. Oh gosh. I'm not ready for read that yet. A grunt of pleasure escapes your lips as your body fills with a pleasurably tingling sensation. The warm, creamy liquid glides down your throat as you relax. Felix chuckles at your actions. Tastes good? He asks. You answer with a nod, in too much pleasure to speak at the moment. Grams always did make the best cocoa and cookies. After arriving, Grams had set you up with some homemade cookies and fresh cocoa, and you three had decided to begin gambling. Let me tell you, when I thought it was something else, I thought it was something else. I'm so sorry. Anyways. What were you betting, you may ask? Grams cookies. You weren't worried about Felix. He may be good at poker, but Grams had taught you all you had known about the game. If anyone were to beat you, it'd be her. Grams lets out an evil laugh and you squeak, straightening up in your chair. Show 'em cards, boys, she says, flicking her cigar into the ashtray as she sets her cards down. You sigh, having lost again. Felix, however, was taking your loss much more seriously than you were. Damn it, Grams. You sure you ain't hiding those cards in the roll of yours? Those rolls of yours? Felix yells, raising the elderly woman's arm. She retaliates by slapping his head, causing him to back up and gritting his teeth and holding the spot she'd hit. Have some damn respect, boy. I'll kick your rat's ass. You hear me? Ain't nobody cheating, goddamn brat. Grams stands up, grumbling as you chuckle at your injured friend. Hey, Grams, me and Felix gotta head out. It was nice seeing you yelled, heading towards the door. Wear protection, or don't. You faintly hear Grandma yell as you drag Felix out of the door. So, want to tell me what happened this morning? You already know. Someone left a box. No, why you called me? Jesus, you look dumb as shit, dude. Felix's smooth laugh rings out, echoing through the empty streets and bouncing off the trees in the forest. Oh, I had a crazy dream, dude. Do tell. Well, I was with a super hot chick. Ooh, what dream? No. You pause. Shut up. Anyway, we were in the bar, and I was gambling. And then suddenly, I was shot and laying on the floor bleeding. Oh, did a hot chick cry for you? No, but I woke up in heaven, and you trip over a stick on the sidewalk and let out a few curses before catching yourself. Oh, yeah, then God, I think, asked if I like pepperoni on pizza. You and Felix laugh a little, and then I was all, what does it have to do with heaven? And he's all, well, it determines if you get in, and wait, I thought you don't like pizza. I don't. It's too greasy. But then I woke up and I didn't realize it, and you looked like Jesus. You and Felix share a bout of silence before bursting into laughter. By the time you and Felix calm down, you're standing at your door. Want to spend the night, Blondie? Do I get a blowjob? Quit being so desperate. Fair enough. Felix nods, following you inside. You turn the light on, looking at the clock that read 7:35 p.m. You toss your bag onto the floor and turn to Felix, only to find out he's not there. Looking around, you hear a noise from the kitchen. Walking in, you find Felix halfway in your fridge, digging for food. Quietly, you walk up behind Felix, slapping his ass, making him jump and bump his head on the shelf in the fridge. Standing up straight, Felix holds his head and glares at you. Find any gold? You ask with a smirk. No, but I found a little bitch. Oh yeah, I forgot I put that mirror in there. You chuckle. We literally just ate a crap ton at Grams. How can you still be hungry? I'm a grown man, babe. I gotta eat or I'll die. You heard a loud crash from somewhere in your house. Felix looks at you and you look back. Both of you equally rattled by the sound. You grab a knife and Felix grabs the baseball bat you had conveniently placed in your kitchen for God knows what reason. You two venture deeper into your house. It was quiet, eerily quiet, and the hallway light was off, making it much scarier. The light switch was all the way at the end of the long hallway, so your only option was to walk down the dark hallway or piss yourself and run. Fortunately, you didn't have to piss. Felix looked like he was ready to make a home run with someone's head. But you weren't as confident. You were shaking. As you approached the end of the hallway and flicked the light on, you saw an open window. You always close your windows. The vase on the table in front was broken and laying on the ground. In its place, a small black box. What the fuck? Felix relaxes, looking at the box. Approaching it, you lift it, only to find a fucking severed finger. A bloody, severed finger with a pink, sparkly acrylic nail. You drop the box, backing up and choking, trying your hardest to hold in your puke. You look in the inside of the lid that you'd still held in your left hand, only to find a picture of a girl. The girl who tried to kiss you in the hallway yesterday. She was bloodied, beaten, her head bashed in so bad she was hardly recognizable. Somehow you felt guilty, like it was your fault, and the puke only continued to rise as you felt even worse about not remembering her name. Felix was stiff as a board. The baseball bat he'd held in his hand was now on the floor. Neither of you spoke a word for what felt like centuries, but soon enough you snapped out of it, dropping the box lid and running to the phone, calling the police, as Felix ran to the bathroom and puked. It only took a few minutes to reach your house, taking the finger and box for evidence. They searched your entire yard, finding nothing. Once they had questioned you two and left, you both went to your room, sitting on the bed and not speaking. What were you supposed to say? You and Felix decided that it was better to try to sleep the shock off, and thus you two ended up back to back asleep. I would have too. This is from the author. Pineapple on pizzas aren't that bad. What's your opinion on pineapple pizza, or pizza in general? 1,667 words. Stay safe and creepy. Kai out. I do not like pineapple pizza. Now I shall admit, even it betrays in your hearts, y'all. I have tried pineapple pizza, and it was the worst decision of my life. It was the most disgustingest thing I've ever had in my damn mouth. I would suggest not to try it. My best advice is, if you have to eat pineapple pizza, split it apart and eat the pineapple first and then eat the pizza, to save you from the misery of combining those two things together. Yes. Yes. Alright, we're in chapter 4. You and Felix were offered a week off school, and after what you two had witnessed and what took place after, you think you'd accept, but you couldn't do that. During the weekend, Lucius, Marcus, John, and a few other students had gone missing. Felix was a mess. He was constantly checking over his shoulder, crying over your friends, or not talking at all. But during school, he'd act like nothing was wrong. And you couldn't say you were much better. You didn't show it outwardly. It was advised by the police that all students roomed with one or more people. So you and Felix had decided to stay together at your house. Your aunt from Germany had sent you a gun and a big-ass guard dog named Armand. He was a Tibetan Mastiff and an albeit still a pup. He was already 2 feet tall. Armand, you called, seeing your big, floofy dog bound towards you and Felix. You decided to drag Felix out for a walk with Armand, hoping to cheer him up with some ice cream or something. Armand jumps on Felix, easily knocking him down and covering his face with slobbery kisses. Hey, Armand, enough! Down! Felix frantically yells, trying to push the giant dog off him. You laugh, telling Arnold to get off, which he does. Felix stands up, wiping the slobber off of his face with his shirt and glaring at Armand. You lean down, squishing Armand's cheeks. Aw, don't glare at him. He just likes the taste of your face. YN. A YH. 19-year-old male with HC hair, EC eyes, ST skin, and average weight. At age 10, he won his first basketball game. At age 12, he won gold at the Children's National Olympics. At age 16, he won a game of poker against a bar owner, earning the title to the bar. And in the same year, he graduated middle school top of his class. At age 17, he won 10 consecutive gold medals in wrestling. At age 18, he entered college with his childhood friend and swore to make his low-tier college the safest and biggest college in the state. On his 19th birthday, he succeeded in his goal. Yes, he really is the envy of his peers. Even spectators became interested. He, once being a target to an uncaring man, soon became something of interest, an intriguing item, maybe even a romantic interest. Though his life isn't all great, as he even had hit hundreds of struggles. He's never been in a serious relationship. They all fail for one reason or another, despite every girl who lays eyes on him and immediately falling for him. His absent parents, having allegedly died in a car crash, showed up years later wanting his money. His grandmother passed when he was only 5, leaving him to be raised by a neglected uncle and a porn star drunk-tard aunt. Many court hearings were held in a vain attempt by his German aunt to get custody. However, they were all shut down on the case that a German can't take care of an American kid. He witnessed the death of many family members, love interests, and friends alike. He was even the reason for his uncle's death, yet it was ruled out as an accident. Yet, despite all of that, he never once shown his true self. Or maybe he hasn't found his true nature. Sure, his guard may fall and he may let his emotions show, but never his true self. Even when he witnessed the scene of his classmates' gruesome murder, he didn't let that facade fall. He cried, acted shocked, feigned horror, and he got away. I'm sure you were fooled, but in reality, he was indifferent to a horrid scene. Maybe even intrigued, fascinated, aroused. But he won't let that show, not in front of others. He'd have disposed of the evidence, thinking nothing of it, had it not been for his friend being present. Instead, he put on an act, played the part of a teen who witnessed something devastating. Oh, what I'd give to break those walls of yours, YN. Chills run down your spine as you freeze in place, hands on your furry companion's face. Your face stayed contorted into a closed-eyed grin despite the independent feeling of someone talking about you. Felix, blissfully unaware, continues to complain about the thick dog slobber coating his face and hair. You clip the leash back into Armand, standing straight with an almost natural chuckle escaping your lips. We better head back. It's getting dark, and we don't want to get lost in another alleyway, Felix. Excuse me? That was a one-time thing. I'll have you know. Don't try bullshitting me. Your sense of direction is about as good as the scent of burnt ramen. Hey, you can't double roast me. I'll start smelling like charred pizza rolls. At least my charred pizza rolls don't smell like boiled piss. It wasn't piss, it was lemonade. Smell like piss to me. Oh, shut it. Upon reaching home, you let Armand off his leash to go roam around the house, ordered pizza, and watched TV. Then wished Felix good night as you went into your room. You put on music, hooking it up to your speaker in your bathroom, and turned it up, stripping and getting into the shower. You stood under the shower head, letting the water soak your hair, the hot water turning your shoulders and neck red, closed eyes staring at the ceiling. Thoughts about the disappearance of your group and the recent murder swirled in your head. You step out from under the water, filling your hand with shampoo. Those murders and disappearances were somehow linked to you, but how could no one else see it? Scrubbing the soap in your hair, your blank expression stares at the water collecting in the bottom of the shower, then flowing down the drain. The bubbles from the soap soon joining as you step back under the water to rinse your hair. For some reasons, these cases were oddly satisfying to you. Less perky girls bothering you with gifts in the hopes of being fucked. No more annoying children dumping milk into their rice during lunch and flicking chicken nuggets into milk cartons as if there were some edible game of football, probably played by french fries or pea helmets. It was so much more peaceful, but it didn't stop the bother swirling in your mind. You cared for those people, yes, and you missed them, and their deaths and their disappearances were horrid and disheartening. But what really bothered you was that you had no clue who was doing it, and the person who was watching you at the park earlier. You pause, your hands that were previously scrubbing the conditioner into your hair slowly slipping off your head. Has there been someone truly watching you? Certainly there was. You could feel their stare. It didn't feel as though it was the stare of a curious pass-byer or the watchful eye of authority. No, it felt more like an ominous glare. Yet somehow comforting, like the glare a loving mother gives to her child when they're playing in the mud in their new school clothes. You'd felt it many times with Felix's family, even yet, this stare was felt slightly off. You were snapped out of your thoughts as you heard a knocking on your bathroom door, followed by Felix's call. You yell back, telling him to hold on a moment as you quickly wash the soap from your hair before shutting off the water. Stepping out, you wrap a towel around your waist and open the bathroom door, water dripping from your face and into your tiled floor. Felix, who looked as though he was previously crying, froze at the sight of your bare torso, water droplets running over your abs. He's seen you naked before, in the locker rooms before PE, or the showers after, so he shouldn't be getting as flustered as he is now. But for some reason, something about seeing you now felt different. Felix? Your soft and worry-laced voice cut through his thoughts and brought his gaze back to your face, before it hastily dashed off to the side, looking at something else in the room. Felix, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. He silently cringed and caught himself, silently cursing as he realized that his response was too loud and hasty. I'm fine, just... Felix's gaze fell back in front of him, his eyes lingering on your chest a second before falling to his feet, his hands clenching and releasing, a nervous habit he picked up from his dad. Every time I close my eyes... You didn't hear any more. You didn't need to hear any more. You knew what was wrong, and so did the only thing you could think to do: insult his car pajamas. What are you, 5? Huh? You're wearing red car pajamas. I thought you grew out of those kind of pajamas. Hey, don't insult my sleepwear. They were a Christmas gift from Grams. Yeah, right. They were... You would quickly cover Felix's mouth. Keep it down. We don't need the neighbors throwing another soda bottle through my window. You look at the window, waiting for the neighbor's light to go off again. Felix pulls your hand out of his mouth, calming down a bit. But alas, the calmness didn't last as long as his eyes once again landed on your chest. But this time they slowly trailed down. I really don't need to know anymore. Just landing above your towel where your pubic hair peeked out. The towel having slid down dangerously close to revealing your dick. His face lit up a bright, pulsing red as his eyes darted away. Oh my God. Searching the room for something to look at. Unfortunately for him, you already caught his stare. Felix? Your voice came out, quiet but stern, as your hand slipped from his grip and fell to your side. Yeah? His voice came out small and high-pitched as he faced you, his eyes still wandering around your room. Were you... He stiffens up. Are you gay? You say quizzily. No, well, I don't think so. I don't know. Felix, calm down. I was just asking you because you seem to be checking me out. Well, I wasn't. Silence fell over the two of you as you stared eye to eye. Felix, stiff as a board, slowly relaxes, the blush on his face dimming. Maybe I was. I don't know why. I mean, I've always been attracted to girls, and I've seen you naked just as many times as you've seen me. But for some reason, looking at you now just feels different. You were a little shocked, to be honest. You thought you'd never be hearing your best friend say this. But for some reason, it made a little spark ignite in you just for a second. As a sudden urge to kiss him washed over you, Felix sighed, Can I kiss you? Felix cuts you off, shutting his eyes tight and stiffening as your face contorted into an expression of shock. What the... Are you truly being... This is from the author. Are you truly being yourself, or are you fabricating a personality to please others? Also, I'm trying to keep these time skips down to 1 or less per chapter so the story will flow better. 1,867 words. Stay safe and creepy. Kai out. This is getting good. Oh my goodness. I would read more, but I don't want to edit for an hour, so... Wow, that went from 100 to 3,000 real quick. I did not expect that at all. I did not expect to even be saying some of the words. But I did. So, yay. Anyway, what do you guys think is going to happen between Felix and YN? Are they going to get into it? You let me know in the comments down below. I really don't know what else to ask other than that, because it just got real awkward from me reading that. But I'm glad we went through it. I'm glad we went through it. So yay! We made it to chapter 4, luckily. I'm surprised, but yay. Again, I will be linking all the videos that are on these chapters in the description down below, so you guys can listen to them or something like that. So yeah. Images I will be using for this, I have no idea. For the thumbnail, I have no idea. We'll see though. Anyways, I don't want to make this too long, but I hope you guys did enjoy it though. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing videos, guys. I am reading this at 3 in the morning, so I wanted to though. I was watching an anime earlier. It's called Your Lie in April, and the ending is so sad but so beautiful. I would suggest that anime if you really like hearing music being played, specifically instruments like the piano, violin, and percussion instruments a little bit. It's really beautiful. Beautifully sad, but beautiful story. I would really suggest you go watch it. Where to watch it, you may be asking. Good question. You can watch it, all of it, dubbed or subbed. So it's gonna be on the screen. It's allanime.to. That's where you can watch it. And you can make lists and all that and all that type of stuff. That's where I've been watching my anime recently and organizing it. So if I were to suggest any anime right now, that'd be Your Lie in April if you're into the music and all that. So sorry for adding that. Just talking about an anime I recently finished. Sorry, y'all. Got a little distracted there. But anyways, your girl sadly gotta go. There will be the playlist for this fanfic will be always in the top right corner of the screen, so you guys can check out the playlist as the story progresses and we read it together. Anyways, your girl's officially gotta go. Bye, peace, y'all.